Hi, I'm Nick, and I like comics.
I'm Adam, and I know comics.
Welcome to Adam and Nick Spoil Some Comics, where we spoil some comics. Today, our subject is Batman and Robin Eternal, #1. This is a follow-up to Batman Eternal. It was the brainchild of Scott Snyder and James Tynion IV. Okay, this one is also, the story is by Scott Snyder and James Tynion IV. This issue is actually written by James with the artwork by Tony Daniel.
The issue opens in Cairo, Egypt, where you can look and see that a kid, looks kind of like Bruce Wayne, witnesses his parents get murdered. And you want to say, oh, it's Bruce Wayne, but we know in Egypt that's not what happened.
The next panel, we can see two parallel stories running at the same time. You have Bruce Wayne as Batman and Dick Grayson as Robin at the top, and then you have Dick Grayson as Agent 37. Now he's working for Spiral, trying to capture this bad guy. And as he's running through the streets of Gotham, he gets the help of Jason Todd, who is the Red Hood, and Tim Drake, who is Red Robin, and they get the help to take out this bad guy. So after all of the Robins take out this bad guy, we learn a few things. One, Dick Grayson has been a part of Spiral for, we can assume, for the 3 years, because in the Forever Evil storyline, he was outed. He was Nightwing and he was outed as Dick Grayson, and so Batman basically kicked him out of the Bat family and said, hey, you need to go do your own thing. So he joined Spiral and he became this super sexy secret spy kind of thing. That's what he likes to go by, almost like a James Bond kind of character, right? And so that's what's going on. This is his first time back in Gotham in 3 years at least, if not longer, okay? The other thing, Bruce Wayne is no longer Batman. He doesn't even know who he is. In the Endgame storyline, it was seen that that Bruce Wayne, Batman, and the Joker, they killed each other in a fight. And so for 3 years, there has been no Batman. And just recently, and I believe it was Batman number 41, it came that Jim Gordon is now Batman in this robo suit. But Bruce Wayne is now back and around, but he has no clue who he is or what's going on in his world.
In a short scene, we see the newly robo-suited Bat Gordon, Jim Gordon as Batman, trying to track down this character, Bluebird. Her real name is Harper Row, and in a very kind of annoying scene to me. So Harper Row outsmarts Bat Gordon, and it's kind of annoying to see how a lot of these new characters are legitimized by their writers by tricking or outsmarting characters we know are intelligent people as a way to prove themselves. So that's kind of an annoying thing, but still overall okay. Just moving on through those 2 pages.
We next open with a scene of Dick at the Gotham State University at the Tower of Enlightenment grand opening. And he's talking to Poppy, who is his Spiral in the field person. They're on the comms, they're talking to each other about how, hey, he remembers that the first time that he was in this building was a long time ago. And it flashes back to the previous story then, and you see this mural painted on the wall of Scarecrow. And he talks about the first time that he ever fought Scarecrow, his first supervillain, and how they didn't realize that this entire psychology class had been missing, and then they get jumped by all these crazy, psychology students wearing, the Scarecrow masks and trying to scare the tar out of Robin and Batman, basically. And so they fight, and so Batman's like, hey, Robin, you need to keep your cool, you need to pay attention. And Robin's like, oh, cool, my first fight, jumping around and all this stuff. So that's kind of an interesting thing that they chose Scarecrow to be their first real major supervillain for this story. Hey, Adam, do you like t-shirts?
Of course, I am an American.
Well, did you know that there's this website called ZillaTee.com? And they have really cool pop culture and nerdy type t-shirts.
Awesome.
Yeah. Plus, if you go there and at checkout, type in the word Imperius Arcs in the code, you'll get 20% off your entire order.
Huh. I think I'm going to do that right now.
Me too.
So the scene reverts back to Dick Grayson at the Tower of Enlightenment, where he gets attacked by a bunch of children with guns, referencing this character, the Orphan, saying the Orphan is coming. Which he, was like, I'm not doing anything with this, and just jumps out a window. Probably a 30-story fall, but it's comics, so he lands just fine.
One thing to mention about this that I thought was interesting is the speech bubbles for these guys were weird and kind of squiggly. So something is off about the children. And when I read it, and I don't know why my mind went to this, is I thought that they had this hive mind, or they were kind of all thinking together and talking together. I don't know if that's exactly what was going on, but there's definitely something off about these children whenever they, of course, they're also children pulling out guns.
Right.
There's something off about them, and this reference of the Orphan before Dick jumps out the window.
When Dick lands, he runs to the van where his backup, Poppy, is supposed to be. When he swings open the doors, he gets double-crossed as she pulls a gun on him, saying, "Mother says hello." So now we've got a reference to an orphan and a mother, and we have no idea what the heck is going on.
Nope, not at all. So Poppy ends up shooting at Dick and hits him in the shoulder, and he hops on his bike and drives off really quick. Next we see Dick driving around Gotham as fast as he can on his motorcycle when this ninja, well, I assume it's a ninja, comes out of nowhere and kicks him off his bike, knocks it off, and he's like, "Hey, well, what's going on here?" And as they begin to fight, and it's this really cool kind of drawing, I really like it, where you see this the ninja's eyes, and then there's all these red circles all over Dick, and you kind of get the impression that those are the pressure points, the weaknesses, or whatever, where she is going to attack him.
Right. So it looks like, as Dick Grayson's reading her moves, he says something about her being non-lethal, even though they should be lethal hits. And she only references that the only reason she's holding back is because of Mother. She just says, "Mother." She hands him a jump drive with a bat symbol on it and disappears entirely. Very much Batman style.
Next we see Harper Row going into her apartment, and she has a sweet little conversation with her brother, who her brother says, "Hey, you need to quit doing this, okay? You don't have the training that the other Robins had. You just have all this tech." And she's like, "Dude, don't worry." She goes into another room, and she sees this hooded character, this reveal, and he says, "I'm the orphan, but you are the key to everything that they cannot know, and that is why you must die."
So we see Dick back at the Batcave, where it's been obviously not used in quite a while. He starts trying to use some keyword references in speaking, saying mother and orphan, seeing if anything pulls up in the computer. Nothing jives. But he pulls out this jump drive, sticks it in, all of a sudden, lists upon lists of names, including his own and all the other Robins, and a hologram of Batman shows up talking about this confession. And it's a kind of a long one, but we'll just get to the last part, and it's Batman saying, "And it's all my fault. She's my greatest sin, Dick. My deepest regret. Stay alive, and please try to forgive me." We
jump back to Egypt from the beginning of the story, and we see this picture very reminiscent of Bruce and his parents dying. This child laying on the ground on his knees with dead parents, and then the last page of the comic is Batman holding a gun, a smoking gun, and he's saying, "Yes, Mother, everything went according to plan." So you're left with that thinking, what just happened?
I mean, what?
Right. Talk about a fantastic cliffhanger, especially if you know Batman and you know he doesn't use guns.
Right.
And he doesn't kill. All right, so what we're going to do with each issue after we talk about it a little bit is actually rate it. And for me, this issue was a perfect 5 out of 5 bat symbols. I loved it, loved everything about it, loved the art, loved the story, and I am wanting more, and I'm very excited to see where they go with this.
I would rate it 4 out of 5 Robin symbols because although it's very good overall, I find it hard to give anything a perfect score. I'm not very forgiving. And I wasn't a big fan of the scene with Bluebird taking out Jim Gordon, who I have a lot of respect for as a character, and Bluebird just hasn't proved herself yet as a great vigilante. So I'm waiting to see how that kind of plays out. But 4 out of 5 Robin symbols for this one.
So overall, we got a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a good issue. So, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and of course, comment below if you agreed or disagreed with anything we had to say, or if you even read the issue or not. Also, don't forget to check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as well.
Yep. One thing that we would like to point out, we are big into sharing the love of other people that we find that are very creative and do stuff. And in the description below, we're going to put a link to the Gotham Central Podcast. These are some guys that started talking about the show Gotham, and it just kind of spread to talking about all sorts of stuff about comic books and everything Batman related and even other stuff. So why don't you go check out those guys, Gotham Central Podcast. And until next time, we'll just be impatiently waiting for the next issue to come out of Batman and Robin Eternal.
Which is today.
Go to your local comic book shop and pick it up. Let us know what you think.